All right, guys, time for another beard advice series video, so stay tuned. We'll see who we've got today. Brian Haywood here. Welcome back to my Beards and Banjos YouTube channel, where we discuss tips and tricks for your beards. We do some product reviews, got a lot more of those coming up. We also do some special series. We're finishing up our Epic Mustache Challenge. We're growing this thing out for 8 weeks, and then I get to trim it if I want. So why don't you drop a comment below if you think I should trim back this mustache significantly, or should I keep it big like it is? All right, so I'm curious to see what you guys say. I need some beard advice. We've also started this beard advice series where you guys send in some pictures, a little brief description to me, to an email address below. I ponder on it a while, see what I can come up with, and then you get featured in your own beard advice series video like we're doing today. All right, so today we've got Tyson. Tyson is probably the newest up-and-comer in the YouTube beard community. He does product reviews. He's also really big into trying to get everybody in the family involved in the bearded community. He's got a daughter, Aubrey, I think, and then his wife, Maddie. They do Instagram live videos. They do a lot of stuff together on their channels. So that's pretty cool to see. Also, Faithfully Bearded, and I thought that's pretty cool. And then I saw the little cross, I think, on something, and then you start watching his videos, and it really is a faith-based thing. So it's hard for me sometimes to profess my faith. I've got a music ministry that I've had for years and years. I can sing about it, but it's hard for me to talk about it. So I appreciate everything Tyson's doing, and I appreciate your testimony, buddy, and putting that out there. He has a weekly live stream where he does a bearded devotional time. So that was interesting to be a part of on Friday nights. We're about to have some church up in there on Friday night. So enjoying that, enjoying what you're doing with the community. And thank you for sending me your pictures. So let's take a look at those. So if you'll see Tyson there from the front, he had questions about his mustache. I know he's been growing his beard out a lot since, I think it was October or something like that. So he's still in the growing phase. And when you're in a growing phase, things change all the time. You got to try different routines. You got to try different products. And what worked one week might not work the week after that. So I know he's been changing things up a little bit. He's tried the heated straightening brushes. He's tried the round brush. He's used lots of different products. So he's been doing all of the right things. So let's see if we can give him and you guys some more kind of food for thought on that. He had a question about his mustache. If you'll see, his mustache is a good size, and it kind of comes out. And I think it would look good just kind of coming out like you've got it to right where your cheek line is. So just have it come out like that. And I think a little bit more, or about like what you've got in the picture there, just to kind of come out to a point a little bit, because Tyson's look is pretty clean cut, like short hair, clean lines, all of that. So I'm thinking if the mustache kind of comes down at the 45-degree angle, or kind of curls just to favor the cheek line. So one of those two, just to come down straight to kind of a point, or you could mess around with just curling it just a little bit so that it kind of blends right into your cheek line, which is what you got right now. So just keep using the wax and playing around with the different lengths there. But I don't think having it just kind of straight down would necessarily be the best look. So I think you're on the right track there with your mustache. If you look at Tyson's side profile there, he's got a really good side profile. It looks nice and thick. It does kind of dip in and then come out to a point. And I think, at least I think you can do a little bit more work with trying to get everything to curl under. If you go back and look at that first picture there, it looks great from the side, and you look at the front, and then there's a little bit of translucency there at the bottom, and that could be for a few reasons. It might just grow faster, or you may have some of the same issues I do. I've got a really weak underbeard. It's like I've got what I've got in the front, and then there's like a whole ridge there that doesn't grow at all, like a U shape, like a horseshoe. So I've got a big patch there, and then underneath I just got a big patch of hair. So if I were to pull mine down, it would come, pretty pretty low. So what I do is I try to get all of that hair underneath, every hair I've got underneath my face there. I try to get to go forward and down to support what I've got in the front. Because when I look at the side profile picture, it looks like it's there. You've got good density, and then I look at the front, and you got a little bit of translucency, especially there on your right side, and that's my weak side too. If you look at mine, I know it's going to be kind of hard to see. Let me pull this light down for just a second. See if I can show you what I mean. Is that going to work? I don't know if it is or not. Anyhow, never use backlighting. Backlighting is the beardsman's worst nightmare. But I actually have, it's like a whole pocket. I've got like a reverse bird's nest underneath there. Everything I've got goes down and then under. I don't know, can you see that at all? Look, I can put my fingers right underneath there. So when I use my thumb, I pull everything down forward. Every time I comb or brush my beard, I go from the back and then straight out and then curve down, okay, where I'm using a comb. Notice I don't go straight up with it because I don't want to make any of that, the waves there any worse. If I'm using a round brush, everything goes straight from my neck, straight forward, curl down and around, okay, and that kind of forms that pocket. Everything in there goes forward. You're kind of fronting the merchandise. I think if you ever worked in a grocery store or a drugstore, something like that, at the end of the night, you got to take all the customers are taking all the stuff off the front shelf, and you got holes all in the front shelf. So you've got to take the stock from the back, move it to the front, and front that merchandise. So give that a try and see how that works for you. It may still be that what you've got in the back is not as long as what's in the front, and you may need to do a nice maintenance trim at some point. But kind of work on that. If you're having trouble with that dipped out spot when you're doing the round brush, you get kind of right below it, and then you push up and in and curl it down, and then work the hair dryer that way. I think if you can work on that for a while and then come from underneath here and get it to go down, I think you can kind of work that dip out and then also not have it kind of pointing out, and maybe work on, it might help the look of the beard in the front if you can get all that hair to go out towards the front. You want a unified front if we can get it. All right, also wanted to mention, it's a good time to talk about it about the soul patch. I've been meaning to do a video about that. If you look at Tyson there, he's got just enough where his soul patch can grow out and blend into his beard. And it looks really good. Don't suggest changing that unless you just want to. But you've got some options there depends on how much of a bald spot you've got. Just in general, my dad has a really bald spot right there. So when he had his beard really long, he still had to keep his soul patch real short. So if you do that, you can just kind of keep it short straight across. You could actually, if everything's kind of more angular, have it kind of come down at an angle. I've actually trimmed mine like that before a little bit. So instead of having to go way out to the side. Also, you can make sure to get that in if you have any curls. Like I've got some that curl straight up. So I make sure to hit that with the hair dryer and the boar's hair brush. And especially this, after you use your mustache wax, you can just come right down there and kind of get any of those wild hairs to lay down. Tyson doesn't have any on the pictures there, but I just wanted to mention that because since I haven't talked about it in any of my other videos. Okay, Tyson's hiding some great hair underneath that hat. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I think he's got an undercut last time I saw it, but really long hair on top, nice undercut. He didn't ask about hairstyles, but I got some picked out for him anyway. So anyway, let's talk about that. So here's a couple of options. I really like the for your beard, kind of where you're at lengthwise. And you just have to keep growing everything out. We talked about this on a live stream with him the other day. So he's letting all of this stuff trying to grow out. And I think that's good. You always want to just trim from the bottom as you go until you're ready to do some kind of more major shaping to try to find or fine tune a style that you want. So then you might can figure out if you want to taper this in. I think you'll probably end up going with a little bit more of a blend down here instead of letting everything grow. I think that'll just make you a little more happy, especially with a really short haircut. You're going to need to do some more kind of advanced tapering there because there's got to be some sort of blend in between. And then the question becomes how far down do you do the taper? And for me, my taper comes down to about right there. So I'm actually getting this part close to my mustache. because I don't like having that really long. Didn't work for me. It may work for you, but you can just kind of drop it down as you go. If you don't like that, you can grow it back out. It's not a big deal once you've already got your beard kind of established. If you take a look at this picture, this would be kind of a little bit shorter than what he's got right now. Mustache kind of blends in. You can see the hair there's growing out a little bit longer than what Tyson has. But this particular one, I really like the guy's hair. I know the beard style may not work necessarily, but I really like his hair on this one. I don't know if you've ever done like a hard part kind of thing and the nice faded haircut. So a couple pictures there with some hair styles just to think about, because as you grow your beard out, this is for everybody, you're really changing the shape of your face. So that's a great time to start experimenting around with hairstyles to see what you like. Also, if you wear glasses, Tyson wears glasses. Next time you're in a place that's got glasses, try some glasses that are smaller, bigger, more oval shape, rectangular shape, circular shape, different colors, all of that stuff, okay? And if you can always have Maddie take pictures, and then you can actually go back and see them, because if you don't, if you got a really strong prescription, you put on clear frames, you won't be able to tell what's going on. Or if you go in by yourself, just take a selfie, go home and think about it, all right? Nothing wrong with that. So when you start growing out your beard, your style's changing, your look's changing, it's time to experiment with all of that stuff. And then I've decided it takes guys about 1.5 years to kind of fine tune things and come up with something that they're happy with. But Tyson, don't change stuff too much, because I know you started getting into that branding thing. You've got your little logo, you got your little stickers. So you don't want to change up too much, but a little food for thought for you and for everybody else watching. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.